Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an IS-7, it's a tier 10 Soviet heavy tank, and this one's located on the west spawn of Studzianki, and it's under the command of Captain Ashstorm. Well, 13cm gun, 490 alpha, 1 mark of excellence on the barrel, and the game is about to start. Okay, we're away. And it looks to me like Captain Ashstorm's going to take it off to the factories straight away. Reload time 10.84 seconds. Now if I recall actually, reload time is normally around about the 15-second mark. And in fact actually he's decided to reload and put HE round in straight away rather than AP. It's got a nice little mix there of AP, APCR and HE, but only just 3 rounds of HE. So I think it's just going to get an initial hit off and then see what happens next. Well, there's the target. 159 hit points. Now that Lerva's only got a 10.5cm gun to return fire with. Now the one thing about the IS-7, it's got a very bouncy turret, very bouncy indeed. So even if the Lerva does get a shot onto target, it's more than likely to bounce off. And well, that one ricocheted off the Carnarvon. I think you can see that the skin that's being used here is the same skin that was handed out during the loot boxes at Christmas. It's the one with the machine gun on top. Yep, there you go. It's the special skin. Going for the Lerva. HE round again, or is it? No, he's queued up an APCR and he's reloading with an AP this time. There's nothing really for him to shoot at the moment. I think the enemy is being very, very cautious. Well, Captain Ashstorm's decided, well, he's going to grip the bull by the horns. But in order to do that, he's going to have to get shots on these enemy over here. And, well, that one didn't go through the Emil. And although he's pulling back, the enemy hasn't come around the corner. But there's an Object 430 moving over to this area. Moving around through the Carnarvon. Yes, 560. It's a high roll. And here comes the 430. He is receiving fire, that 430. Now, can we get around into Carnarvon again? No, going for the Emil. Yeah, this time it worked. 485 low roll. Okay, what's next? Going for the Carnarvon. Yeah, nice one. And 462, which is a low roll. Took a round from the Carnarvon Action 10, and the other Carnarvon's decided to poke his head around the corner, but he just can't penetrate this turret. And I think when faced with that 13cm gun, he decided to pull back, and now he pulled forward and took a round directly through the mantlet for 455. Now that Carnarvon's sitting over there. He thinks he's got fairly good shots every time Captain Ashstorm pulls forward or pulls back. Going for the Carnarvon. No, it didn't go through this time. I think it was the angle more than anything. May have been the fact that he was firing at the tracks though, spaced armour, and again didn't penetrate that one, but he is picking up some damage because these enemy are being spotted by him, and that one went through. 445, nice shot. Oh, took a round from that Carnarvon, the Centurion Action 10 again. He's got the perfect position, you see. Every time that Captain Ashstorm pulls forward and back, he's going to have a shot. And 569, a high roll, but the Emil fired one in. And Captain Ashstorm's decided this time round he's going to angle himself just a little bit more. Goes for the Carnarvon and takes him out of the game. Now, he's not pulling back far enough for that Centurion Action 10 to get a shot at the moment. Pulls around the corner. Go for the UDES. Get it right. Yep, lovely. 514, pulls back just a little. He's nicely angled though. And in fact, actually, the angling is very important because you really want the enemy to shoot at you head on if you can. And a nice shot there into Udas. He's now one shot. If you angle the IS-7, you actually defeat some of the angling of the armor on the pike nose. Now that Udas is a one shot, but he survives another round because that one didn't penetrate. Very lucky. But he won't survive if this shell goes in, and yes, got him. And that Emil now is in a whole host of trouble now because he's being assaulted by an SU-101, and that's put pressure on the other team because the rest of the team, because they are pretty low on hit points. And that Cranvarn, well, he's a one shot. And he's gone down. The Centurion Action 10's to the right. There's a Wizzy 120. He's taken a round, but a big one for 526. And Captain Ashtorm's now possible high caliber. And the Wizzy 120 trying to get a shell in, but no, we didn't get that one. He was just pulling back at that moment. Now there is a Carnarvon just around the corner, and he's just been wiped out. And Captain Ashtorm gets the spotting damage on that one. Can't hit the Wizzy at the moment because he's around the other side of that bank. The Centurion Action 10's still off to his left. And the Emil's there as well. It looks like, yeah, he's going to pull back and see if he can deal with the Emil and then deal with the Centurion afterwards. Where's the Emil? Can't see him. He was over there. I wonder if the Emil's pulled back with the Centurion Action 10. Where's the Wizzy? Can't see him. There's a Panther 2, but we can't get him. We've got more than enough hit points to survive at least a couple of shots from the Centurion or the Emil. But of course the Emil is a magazine fed. Oh, the Emil's just come into view. So now we can get him out of the game. One shot's all that's needed, and he's gone. 17 hit points. There's the Action 10. Just took a round from the Panther 2. Centurion Action 10's gone down. Now if we drop into the dip, the Panther 2's not going to be able to get shots on us. He's only got 250 per round. He bounced one off us. He's popped up and popped away. Pulled back just in time to avoid that shell. We're running out of APCR. Well, 7 rounds left, and then it's the 2 rounds of HE. There are only 2 enemies remaining. The Foch B and the Panther 2. And, well, our strip just died. We'll pop up and hit that Panther 2 with an APCR round. That'll be the end of his game. Oh no, he's got these 2 shots. And that's one shot now. And he's gone. Okay, so there's only 1 enemy left. The Foch, he's right down at the south end of the map. We've still got all the hit points we need, but remember that's a Foch B. Again, he's got a magazine. We don't want him to pump more than rounds into us. He's got 3 kills already. We don't want to become kill number 4. But everybody's moving south. I guess they want Captain Ashtorm to take the shot that does the maximum damage. Go for the lower plate, and he gets it in. 491. The Foch B is now 1 shot. And we're bouncing rounds by jerking from side to side. The Foch is not looking at us. We're going for the visual point. Port, and he's gone. So 4 kills for Captain Ashtorm and wins the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tank for Captain Ashtorm in the IS-7. In fact, it's his first ace in the IS-7 because it's got scrolls underneath. When you see that, that's the first one. Okay, got a fire for effect, a fighter badge, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, and he got a bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7 in this game. And out of the epic medals, he picked up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle and a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the battle, receiving at least 11 hits and surviving the game. Win 8 for the game was 8354. Very nice indeed. So congratulations there to Captain Ashtorm. Let's have a look at the team scores. 6,389 hit points of damage. The next high scorer was that Fosh B. 3 kills, he managed 5,671 hit points of damage. And after that came the UDES with 1516, he managed 3,202. When it came to kills, it was shared between the Striv 103B, who got wiped out towards the end, and Captain Ashtorm, who got 4 kills, and the UDES 1516 also got 4. So if they'd actually been able to platoon, because unfortunately the UDES was already in a platoon with other people, they would have been able to pick up not just the brothers in arms, but a crucial contribution as well. In fact, it was very unfortunate the Striv died, because that would have been another option for Captain Ashtorm to platoon with him. When it came to base XP though, it was definitely Captain Ashtorm. He did the most damage in that game in terms of not just actual damage, but the most work in terms of actually keeping the enemy held down north of the factory area, and also suppressing enemy fire in general. It really was a very effective display, and he angled just right to make sure that his armor was working effectively, because that Centurion Action 10 was being very naughty and shooting through the gap every time he pulled forward and pulled back. 1,217 base XP, 934 to the UDES, and 820 to the T-34. He fired 24 rounds in that game, got 21 direct hits and 15 penetrations. Good accuracy, but a few of his rounds didn't actually get through the target. I think that was because they hit spaced armor, or they just hit the tracks and they were eaten. He got 1 splash damage as well. I seem to recall that was the HE round that he fired. Damage of 6,389 hit points, of which 159 were at more than 300 meters. He received 12 hits from the enemy, easily qualified for the steel wall. 4 penetrations, 8 non-penetrations, block damage of 2,370 hit points in total. 9 enemy vehicles damage, 4 killed, 1,836 hit points of spotting assist. So he was really helping his team by keeping those enemy lit up in the north. Even when his team couldn't come over that rise, he was actually spotting them through the factory. And that's why it was a very smart move of him to move forward and to spot what they were doing and shoot through the gap. He earned 101,739 credits on a premium account, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he still took away a profit of 10,297 credits, even though he used a fair amount of premium RAM ammo during that game. He got 4 bonds for getting the awards, and that's because it was a tier 10 game. And he also earned 1,825 XP times 5 for the first victory of the day, took away 9,127 experience points altogether. So, very good game there for Captain Ashtorm and the IS-7. It shows that if your enemy's very reluctant to take you on because they just simply can't penetrate your armor, then yeah, move up and see if you can shoot the enemy in a different angle, and that will help you to win the game. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.